78 Sports TV here, holding it down for the homie King G, the boxologist.
I picked King G to come through and win it all, man. I'm gonna be young, man. It's his entertainment factor and his knowledge in general. The way he present his argument and like break down your arguments at the same time. I like his style.
We got King G, the boxologist. So he sounds like he the guy. His name say he the guy. So we gonna see. He already proclaimed himself.
All right, let me go to boxologist. Boxologist, what type of performance you putting on, man?
Man, we trying to tap into Ultra Instinct one time, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to put that spirit bomb on that boy, blow him up, man.
I'm calling King G the winner by knockout round this motherfucker.
I know this didn't just happen.
Real dog round this motherfucker.
Hey, King G told him straight up, BL. He said, hey, he my warm up. I'm finna hit him with the spirit bomb in his bitch.
King G came in with a hell of a
he did his thing.
He a hell of a debater. He did his thing, man.
Boxologist. I'm talking about King G, the boxologist. This monster King G. I'm talking about that monster King G.
But I got boxologists until somebody beat him. I have to see somebody beat him before I pick against him.
He's just not on the level of a King G when it comes to debating, because he had a layup and he couldn't dunk the ball.
Oh, for sure. We got two KG victims up there and shit like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga got us be free. What we gonna do? King G got us both on his goddamn. King G got us both on his goddamn wall. Be free. Ain't gonna lie, I had a 3-0. King G. I had a 3-0. King G.
Okay.
As far as me judging it.
King G, boxologist, was the victor. He took the entire tournament.
King G, what's up, man? Old school King G, the debate champion is in the building, y'all. That's right, the king of boxing debates right now.
Now you know who you listening to. Let's talk some box.
Yeah, man. Another fight that happened though. Just moving on a little bit. We're gonna come back to Inouye. But Frank Martin and Artem Hatutian, I can't really say the dude's last name.
Hatutian.
Yeah, he's an undefeated guy. I saw Frank Martin struggle in that fight, man. I even think one of the judging commentators had him losing the fight. But I think Artem was a good boxer that was just really highly underestimated because don't nobody really know about him, and he really has some skills, man. It's kind of like he kind of reminds me of Sandor Martin when he fought Mikey Garcia. He's a journeyman you don't know about, you ain't really hip to like that, but he really can box. He really got skills, and I think Frank Martin didn't expect him to fight as hard as he did, and Frank, excuse me, if I'm being honest, man, Frank, he made it through that fight by the skin of his teeth. But that performance kind of makes me feel like he can't beat. I don't think he can beat Haney. I don't think he can beat Tank. I don't think he can beat Loma. I don't think he can beat Stevenson.
That's an interesting perspective you got there, because I'm gonna tell you something. My perspective is like in reverse on that on this fight. I'm gonna tell you something. I thought the fight was an excellent fight. I thought both dudes. I was impressed by both fighters. I was impressed by Artem, and I was impressed by Frank Martin. And that fight right there, out of any of Frank Martin fights, that's the fight that sold me on Frank Martin, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he
breaks that down.
I know you're like, what the fuck you talking about, boy? Listen. That's the fight that sold me on Frank Martin. That's the
straight up. I'm trying to hear this.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you why that's the fight that sold me on Frank Martin. Because in that fight, Frank Martin proved to me something that you can't teach. He proved to me that intangible skill. That skill to be able to dig deep. Fighters like that, when they're coming up the ladder, when they get into fights like that, those are the fights that show you. That's the fights that make or break a fighter. Is this dude really the goods?
Yeah.
To me, in that fight, it was times he was losing. It was times the fight was even. It was times where he was winning. That fight swung back and forth, and he never faltered. He fought to the very last round and got a knockdown in the 12th round. Yeah. So for me, he showed something that was intangible. I call it the intangible skill, the skill that can't be taught, the skill that can't be seen. He showed that. He showed that night to me. He showed that I can dig deep when I need to dig deep, and that's what I like to see out of fighters. He needed to, and he did. So for me, now I still don't think he could beat Tank. I still don't think he could beat Devin Haney. I'm not saying that. It's going to take more fights for him to get to that level. But what I'm saying is he showed me that he was the good. He showed me that he was the good.
So let me ask you this. Do you got him beating Lomachenko and Stevenson?
You put me on the hot seat right there, boy.
It's a yay or nay. It's a yay or nay. You got a gun to your head right now.
No, right. No, I don't. I don't have him beating Lomachenko or Stevenson. I don't.
So with that said, I stand corrected. I don't gotta beat it. Lomachenko, Tank, Devin, or Stevenson, bro. He's under them. He's right up under now. He's right up under them. I can't confidently put anybody else above him and be really confident about it. But what we did find out is but you know what he is. But what he did win the title. That he is a true challenger. Yo, for sure. He's a top contender. He's a top contender. Yeah, he's a contender. He's a champion level contender for sure.
Absolutely.
And I think with Artem, and I don't want to take nothing away from Artem, and I don't want to write Artem off as just just a journeyman. I think Artem is just like Pitbull Cruz. He's a guy that people found out. Hey, he's one of the top guys too. He's really good. He's really a guy like you got to be really good to beat him. You can't be no slouch to beat him. Like if you notice going into that 12th round, bro, Frank Martin trainer was worried, bro. He was worried. He's like, man, hey, look, you need knock this dude down. You got to do something. Like you got to do something. You got to dig deep. So he does, but man, hey, salute to Frank Martin.
He got that shovel out. He dug deep.
Frank Martin dug deep, bro. And it's just if that, and all I'm gonna say is this: if he has that type of performance or struggle with elite opposition, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Let me ask you this: can he beat Jermaine Ortiz?
The one that Lomachenko fought?
The one that arguably beat Lomachenko.
I didn't see him beating him, but
nah, come on.
It was a good fight.
It was a competitive, close fight, and if it could have won either way. Listen,
yeah, but you know what?
I don't complain if you gave it to Lomachenko, but it could have won either way.
Jermaine Ortiz is another one of them sleepers. You know him, Artem, Cruz, like they sleepers. Like you don't know how good. Like even Frank Martin was a sleeper because when he fought in there against Rivera, the Ali lookalike, I thought Rivera was gonna win that fight. I didn't really know Frank Martin like that, but then my boy Rollo was like, "Hey man, Frank Martin, my people's people, man. He you know what I'm saying? He the goods." And then I kind of see he was fencing everybody. I'm like, okay, let me check him out. And so, but Jermaine Ortiz, man, he's a sleeper fighter too. But I think Martin can take him. I think it'll be a tough fight. I think it'll be a tougher fight than Artem, but I feel like Martin has learned. He's gonna learn from this win that he just did to be a better performer if he get in there with the Ortiz. I feel like this fight is just enough to get him over the hump to be able to beat the Ortiz. But if I'm being honest, I need to see it though. I would need to see that. I don't want to just be giving a fighter a free win over another guy that's like really at his level, like at the same level. But I think that'll be a good test for both fighters to take one of them to the next level, you know what I'm saying, of that division. That'll be a hell of a fight. But I think Martin will edge him out. I think he'll get a decision, maybe a split, maybe a unanimous. But I don't think he stops Ortiz at all. Like I don't think he can stop him.
Ortiz is a big ass lightweight. He's huge, man.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna tell you who he can. I'm gonna tell you who he can be. And now we gonna get into. We gonna quickly switch gears a little bit.
Let's go.
The motherfucker can. We gonna talk about this robbery card that happened on the Zone real quick.
Let's go.
Like a week ago with Kambosos versus Matt Hughes. I think he beats both of them. I think he whoops Matt Hughes' ass. I think he whoops Kambosos' ass. And that fight, bro, that fight was a freaking robbery. I had Hughes, man.
You know, it's fucked up. I hate to be a contrarian. I hate to be a contrarian here, but I thought that fight could have won either way.
Exactly. I don't. Hey, look, I don't disagree with that. But I had Hughes edging him a little bit, bro. Like I had him. I think some of the rounds, it was. This how I look at it. If it's swing rounds, you want Kambosos to win that fight, just like you want Frank Martin to really win that fight against Artem. Like because you can remember going into the fight.
But just I just want to put this out there. I gave the fight to Matt Hughes. I had Matt Hughes winning. Yeah. But I thought it could have won either way. I thought Matt Hughes won the fight. I just want to make that clear for motherfuckers start jumping in. Oh, nigga, you know what you talking about? You know what you talk? Yeah. I thought Matt Hughes won the fight, but I thought the fight could have won either way. But I'm sorry, my fault, King G. Continue, brother.
No, bro, you good, bro. I picked Kambosos to win the fight, but I saw him lose the fight. If I'm being honest. You know, and just like when Frank Martin was going into the last round with Artemis, like people felt like he needed the knockdown was going to be a decision maker of the fight. Some people felt like, okay, even if you give it to Frank, maybe Artemis got a draw out the fight. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he didn't need the knockdown, so that lets me know that the closer rounds of the Artem and Frank Martin fight, the swing rounds, they was going ahead and giving them to Martin. And I felt they did the same thing with Kambosos and Matt Hughes. I felt like if it's a good close round, they're going to go ahead and give it to Kambosos because he's the favorite. He's the guy that you really, that you more known. I mean, Matt Hughes got like 5 losses or something like that? So,
something like that.
You know, and Kambosos only ever lost to the undisputed champion, right? So people want to see him back in the ring against some of these more notable name fighters more so than they want to see a Matt Hughes. But I feel like because of that, them close rounds, they weren't gonna play in a Matt Hughes' favor, man. But I definitely, I think Kambosos look very vulnerable, bro. I really don't even see him. And mark my word when I say this, bro. Like I probably give him maybe 2 or 3 more years in the sport, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe 2 or 3 more years in the sport in totality. But I definitely don't see him being. I don't see him beating none of the elite opposition at 135.
I think Kambosos hit his ceiling. I think he definitely hit his ceiling. I think against Devin Haney he hit his ceiling, and I don't think he can get no better. No disrespect to Kambosos. I don't believe that he can get any better.
Yeah,
I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I think he lacks the ability to adapt to the fighter he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's like he just got these. It's almost like if you playing a video, like a combat video games, and it's like you just know these moves. But if a guy can nullify those moves that you know, he know how to block them special moves that you know how to do, then that's it. That's all you got. He don't know how to add anything to his repertoire. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him. He about a year away from being a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Fighting like that, he might be the next Matt Hughes. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
He might be the next Matt Hughes.
Yeah, you killed Matt Hughes. Damn.
Did you caught the undercard, right? What you think about
the Keyshawn Davis fight?
Yeah, the Keyshawn. We're gonna talk about Keyshawn. What you think about Keyshawn?
Is that the fight you was talking about, or are we?
No. Yeah, the undercard we had Keyshawn fought, and then we also had the welterweight Giovanni Centillion. He like 31-0. You know what I'm saying? He got a real like heavy record. He fought Eric Bonet, who came up from 140. and used to fight at 140 back in the day. I mean, he actually fought Sean Porter. He's actually a good veteran, bro. Like Eric Bonet he only ever lost to champions. You know what I'm saying? He only ever lost to champions. When you look at his resume, he got like probably made 4 or 5 losses, but they all against top.
Eric Bonet was nasty at one point.
I actually had at 140, bro. I actually had Eric Bonet beating Danny Garcia if they fought at 140. You know what I'm saying? So going into this fight, I know they trying.
Sean Porter demolished Eric Bonet.
Yeah, he destroyed him. Yeah, I didn't think he would do good at welterweight.
I remember watching that fight live. That shit blew my mind. That shit shocked me.
Yeah, that shocked me too, bro. I think they trying to move Santillan. You know what I'm saying? They trying to push him up there with the Stanionis of the world and the Virgil Ortizes.
I took some notes on Giovanni Santillan. I took some notes on him. I did some film study on him. And I'm gonna tell you, the report is back, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
What's the report, bro? What's the report?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
For one, I watched quite a few of his fights, and I'm realizing that he's being matched well.
Yeah,
he's being matched with fighters to suit his style. That's the first thing that I'm noticing with him is that he's being matched well. Another thing, the fighters that they're putting him up against is making him appear faster than what he really is. His hand speed appears faster than what it is. Because I'm watching him like the dude looks fast, but it looks slow. And I'm saying, oh, okay, I get it. The opponents is making him look fast. Because because I'm looking at it like you can see when a Joker throwing punches, you can see a Joker fast, you can see a Joker quick. He just don't. His speed isn't real, and I know that sounds weird, but his speed isn't real. He looks fast against the opponents he's facing. Even the I watched him against Eric Bonet, and that fight showed me that dude is not ready for a serious contender.
How'd you score that fight?
Very competitive fight. Very, very competitive fight. I'm not going to lie. I did not score it. But I could tell you, just by watching the fight, it could have went either way almost. But I didn't score it. I just watched it. And as I watched the fight, I'm saying, this fight is like, I don't know who's the favorite in this fight. As I'm watching the fight, you can't tell who the favorite is. So it was one of those fights where as though it showed me that the only way that Giovanni could fight a serious contender, and this is what I wrote in my notes, the only way that Giovanni could fight a serious contender is the contender has to have deficiencies that will complement Giovanni's style. That's the only way that he could fight a serious contender. And in layman's terms, that is what we call a cherry pick.
No, facts, bro. I definitely thought that fight when the fight concluded, I said, man, this fight really can go any way. But if I know the people behind the veil of whoever is over this boxing situation right here, they gonna give it to Giovanni. They not gonna mess up that 30-0 record by giving the win to no Eric Bonet. Even though you can argue that Eric Bonet won the fight, but they not gonna give that record to him. I think they want to save Santillan for somebody else. I would love to see him fight Rashidi Ellis. I think Rashidi Speedy Ellis would show, like, just how you saying he's not fast, and I think Speedy will show everybody, bro. He's not what you think he is. He's not. If he fought Ellis,
Giovanni is going to look so slow, and he's gonna like he moving in slow motion. If he fought Ellis, he's gonna like he moving in slow motion.
I think Bonet was his best win too.
Yeah, if you look at his record, you could probably say that. And his best attribute is fighting on the inside a bit. That's me from watching tape on him. He's an okay inside fighter. At like on the outside, he isn't that great. Mid range, he's okay. On the inside is where he does his best work. But it's still not great. No. I mean, I'll be totally honest. I don't know how he got to 31-0. I don't know how he got there. I really don't.
Bro, he got, like I said, he got a padded record. Like that. It's padded, bro. It's padded.
No disrespect to Giovanni. Giovanni, if you're watching this, I'm no cabron. No disrespect to you, brother. No disrespect to you. This is just me analyzing your style. Any fighter that me and G is talking about right now, we don't hate you. It's not personal. This is just boxing talk, and we just analyzing fighters and giving our opinion. So it's no hate, it's all love. Now, what does record look like, G? What does record look like?
Let me see, man. We got. Oh shoot, man! I'm gonna have to do my goddamn. My South Central OG Bobby Johnson, man. Alejandro Barboza. I never heard of him. Refredo Beluves. I never heard of him. Antonio DeMarco. He was washed.
Antonio DeMarco used to be alright. Remember? Adrian Bronner, Adrian Bronner's, I think, took the title from him. It took that at 140, I believe.
Yeah, he was good, but when he fought him, the man was 2-4 his last 6 fights.
Yeah, Antonio DeMarco he's way past his due date.
He's a gatekeeper for sure.
I wouldn't even consider him a gatekeeper no more. Antonio DeMarco
Antonio DeMarco, he's probably retired, bro.
Yeah, he got to be retired by now. He one foot out the door at least.
Yeah, that fight was 3 years ago, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. These dudes. I don't know none of these guys, bro. Like I don't know none of these dudes. I'm looking at his record now too, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. Not only is his record a padded record, but they selected guys who had like good looking records. Yeah. But if you look at it, like you'll say, "Oh man, he fought some alright guys." No. Yeah, and then I'm even looking at that, bro. I'm like, okay, 12-0, Sammy Valentine. Okay, I don't know, Dazo Kima, 19-1. I mean, these dudes got some. It seemed like this what I gauge from looking at his resume. I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Mm-hmm. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect. If you a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
I would not be sincere if I wouldn't say a lot of those wins are padded record wins. And not only that, but if somebody say, well, what about the undefeated or the guys with one loss he fought? Okay, those was padded record fighters as well. Because I know if I click on any one of these guys' names or look at any of these guys, bro, I don't think I know anybody on their resume, period. I'm gonna check. I'm about to Alejandro Barboza. Let me see anybody on his resume ring a bell. No. And his, oh my God. Now I do it. Most of the guys he fought have losing records. 0-5, 0-6, 0-0, 2-4, 9-23, 3-5, 7-20. Yeah.
We call that a cherry eating a cherry.
Shit. Hey, we call that a cherry eating a pit. Shoot, that's a cherry in a stem. I don't know, man, but yeah, I don't think he. I like to see him. I think they'll. I like to see him in there against Ellis. I like to see him in there against maybe like a Blair, the Flair Cobbs. I think Stanionis.
Him against Blair Cobb. That's a great fight. I think him against Blair Cobb.
But you know what, Shay? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Roca fight will be better.
I think Roca stops him.
I think he stops him too, but I think that'll be a better fight than Cobb's.
I think him and Cobb would be a war.
You think so? I think Roca will be a war as long as it lasts.
I think Roca would be a war. I think Roca, if he fought Roca, he would get exposed. I think if he fought Cobb, he could it could be a good fight that could go on his resume, possibly go either way.
Yeah.
Like it'd be entertaining to watch. It could be something that could put him on the map. Because if he could beat Cobb, then he could say, "I be the top contender."
Right.
He can say that.
Right.
Because he can't say that. He can't say that right now.
No, he sure can't. He sure
right
the hell can't. But man, we gonna see what he do, man. But I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. I ain't even gonna say that. Who do you see him beating at 147?
I honestly, I don't even like. Damn, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Giovanni, man. For real, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't see you beating nobody. I'm sorry, man. I just don't. I'm sorry. My apologies, man. But I just don't. I just don't see you beating nobody because it's just. I don't even see you beating. I don't really. The closest fighter I think you could beat is Blair, and not because I think you better than him, but I just think that he has a lot of deficiencies too.
Yeah. So
like I think both of y'all deficiencies can match up and create a weird war of a fight. Anybody could win it. But I don't really see him beating. I mean, I don't see him beating nobody at top 10 at welterweight. I don't see it. I don't see it. Not based off the film study. I don't see it.
I think his record looks better on somebody's resume more than his name does.
Absolutely.
His record, like that's one of them fights where it's like you looking at somebody's resume, you're like, oh, okay, you beat some dude that was 31-0. Okay. You got to be some kind of good. You know what I'm saying? You got to get kind of credit.
It's surprising too because I believe he trains with Robert Garcia, if I'm correct, right? Don't he train with Robert Garcia?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's surprising that to me he has so many deficiencies. It's surprising. I would have think that they would have corrected some of these things, but I just don't. I don't see him as I see him losing in the next 3 fights.
Man, if he's not losing, I see them.
If he steps up.
I see him. This is what I think. I think they're gonna move him like Oscar is moving Mongia. But I think when he run into a Darenchenko type dude, he's gonna actually lose though. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
Like I just don't. I think that's how they gonna move him because they need to find. They either need to sell him or sell his O. They need to sell him or sell his. And I don't think he's not an exciting fighter. He's a good fighter, but he's not like, man, I can't wait to get home and watch the Santilla fight, bro. You know, he undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't. You know, he doesn't have that that pizzazz. You know, that's what I'm saying. That mojo like that, man. But I don't know. We're gonna have to see what he does, man. But that's gonna wrap it up for the post-fight afterthoughts of the fights. And now we about to get into the pre-fight. Oh, go ahead.
We didn't touch on the Keyshawn Davis Pantera fight.
Okay, yeah. We showed it, man. Let me. All right, cool.
we didn't touch on that.
So
it's all good.
That's all good. Let's touch on the Keyshawn Davis. I thought he put on a solid performance. I really thought he was gonna knock dude out. But he and I think he dropped him. One time.
He did.
He caught him in the middle rounds or something like that. But I think he was just. He was just in there. He was just pick. It seemed like he was just kind of staying active. It just kind of seemed like a stay busy fight to me. That's what it felt like to me. He's just a stay busy fight. You know what I'm saying? Against a guy that's kind of like he's a seasoned guy, and it's good to get the rounds in with that type of guy like Patera. He wasn't really a guy that's like gonna give Keyshawn too many problems. Or I don't think Patera was the type of guy where he's gonna make Keyshawn Davis getting his trick back. It's just gonna, Keyshawn is gonna kind of do what he does. And I felt like initially Keyshawn probably wanted to like really take it to him and stop him. But I think him realizing that he is in there with an experienced fighter, he just like, I'm gonna go ahead and play it safe. I'm gonna thoroughly outbox this guy. If the knockout comes, I'll take it. But if not, I'm gonna get these rounds in. and on to the next. That's what I saw. Let me know what you saw, Shay. Give me your take.
I'm gonna tell you something. I have an issue with Top Rank. I have an issue with Top Rank. I have an issue with how they are building their prospects. I have an issue of how they are matchmaking with these prospects. I feel like that Keyshawn Davis is not being utilized properly. And what I mean by that is that these fights that they're giving him is not going to make him better. These fights that they're giving him is fights that is going to lower him. He has to be challenged more, because y'all kind of got him on a fast track. That's the way you're promoting him. You're promoting him like he's the next dude. And if you want to do that, then you have to give him the fights that's going to make him ready when the time comes. So for me, I'm not liking the way he's being matched. I don't like the way he's being matched, because if he keeps being matched like this, he's going to digress. Right. He's going to decline in skill set. We can't keep matching him like this. If he's the goods, put him in there and let us see he's the goods. It's time to take the training wheels off. I'm tired of Top Rank with these all of their prospects. Most of the time that they want to sell to you as the next guy, but all they do is put them in the ring with opponents that's just like highlight fights. These are fights where they're trying to sell him. No. You don't have to sell him to me. Let me watch him and let him sell himself. If he is good, then he's going to sell himself. So I'm tired of this I'm tired of Top Rank's matchmaking. It's not good. I don't know what's going on. Do they still? Who was it? Goodman? Who was their matchmaker? What is going on? Yeah. Why aren't these fighters being matched? I don't like the way Shakur Stevenson is being matched. I don't like the way that Keyshawn Davis is being matched. I do like Jared Big Baby Anderson. I like the way he's being matched. He's being matched okay.
Yeah,
but I don't like the way the Spanish dude. What's the Puerto Rican Xander Zayas? I don't like I don't like the way he is being matched. I don't like the matchmaking. So for me, this fight didn't show me anything that I didn't already know about Keyshawn Davis. Only thing this fight showed me is that he should have knocked this guy out. If he is the goods, he should have knocked this guy out. That's like it already. I know he's good. I know that he's a strong competitor. I know he has a great skill set. I don't need to see any more fights like this. If I do see fights like this, seriously, and if I do see fights like this, I need to see dramatic knockouts. Right. That's what I need to see. If you're gonna be fights like this, then I need to see that Mike Tyson type shit. If you're gonna fight dudes like this, that's what I need to see. Yeah. I don't want to see dudes. Yes, I don't want to see it going a distance with dudes like this. I don't want to see that, because you are supposed to be levels above them. So this type of matchmaking, sometimes this can go wrong, because if that was your first time watching Keyshawn Davis as a casual fan, you're not going to tune in the next time, because that wasn't enough for a casual fan to tune in the next time. No doubt. If you're gonna have highlight fights, we need highlight reels, motherfucker. That's all I'm trying to say.
Now, I think, man, with like the thing about with Top Rank, bro, is like they've always had a knack for doing a lot of careful matchmaking. You know what I'm saying? Even when a guy may feel like he's ready, you know what I'm saying? They need to feel like he's ready. I'll give you a case in point. I'll give you a perfect example. Edgar Berlanga. If you remember, Edgar Berlanga, he with Top Rank, he wanted certain fights. They felt he wasn't ready for it. He wanted to take on certain people. They like, nah, bro, no. Like, we know you want to fight the best, but you're not ready. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something. I actually agree with Top Rank on that. And
yeah, I do too. But I think what happens, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think what happens is sometimes they also do that with fighters that we wouldn't agree with them on doing that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
And Keyshawn Davis is one of them.
Is one of them. Yes, I agree. I think that Keyshawn Davis is the goods. I think that Keyshawn Davis is he is a dope fighter. I know he's the goods, but I think that the competition level has to raise in order for his ability to raise.
Right.
I know Keyshawn Davis is good, but I know that if Keyshawn Davis continue to fight like this, it's not going to elevate his ability. It's not. He's going to become stagnant or he's going to decline. We need him to keep rising. Put him in there, challenge him, because I believe if he's challenged, he will rise to the occasion. I believe in Keyshawn Davis.
No doubt, bro. But see, the thing is, I think what they don't want to happen is just like with I give you a prime example. What's the cat's name? Rabosi Ramirez. And you know Rabosi Ramirez is, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Cuban dude that he fought on the undercard of
he gold medal.
A new weight fight. Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Nice.
He's nice. Gold medalist.
Beat
nice. Shakur Stevenson in the finals of the Olympics, right?
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. You remember what happened? Now he's also with Top Rank, right?
Yeah.
He also fights on ESPN. You remember what happened his first fight?
Yes, I did. He lost.
Not only did he lose, but he lost on ESPN Plus. You know what I'm saying? So I think Top Rank, for me, Top Rank is looking like, okay, wait a minute. Us moving a guy like this wrong, end up giving him a loss, his very first fight in the pros. A loss. Even Vasily Lomachenko got a loss his third fight in the pros? Second fight? His second fight in the pros, a loss. Gold medal, 2-time gold medalist. So I think with Top Rank, they're being even more careful now with their up-and-comer top contender fighters to make sure that they move them just right to pat their now. Obviously, they want to, you know what I'm saying, get them experience. They want to get them some experienced names on their resume and kind of get their record up a little bit so you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, get more familiar with them. And I think they want to move Keyshawn like that because they don't want to, you know, give him too much too soon. And then he end up taking a loss against somebody he never should have took a loss to. But the transition from the amateurs to the pros, we see it's different. You know what I'm saying? And these guys going from 3 rounds to now 12 rounds or 10 rounds or 12 rounds. So it's like, I think Top Rank, they want their fighters to kind of get, you know what I'm saying, kind of get comfortable with, you know what I'm saying, going longer rounds, doing longer fights. So what they'll do is they'll put you in there with that just right combination of experience, but yet kind of out of their prime, but yet, yeah, if you press them, maybe you can stop them early, but if not, you can beat them to a comfortable decision type fights. And they want to do that until something else builds up. But I think Floyd Schofield called Keyshawn out his last fight. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's actually a good fight. That's the type of fight I would like to see Keyshawn in. Make that fight
right there. That fight, we will see Keyshawn. I tell you right now, if that fight is made, we will see a different Keyshawn Davis that we've never seen before. I can guarantee it.
I think because Keyshawn comes off like, for right now, him just kind of getting his feet wet, he seems like, to me, he's fighting to level of his competition and just saying, hey, if the knockout comes, I'm gonna take it. If not, I'm kind of fighting to my level of my competition, coasting, getting my rounds in a pro atmosphere. I think that's kind of what he's trying to do. He's like, all right, that's what they're trying to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Now the Floyd Schofield fight might be difficult to make because obviously he's on DAZN, and I know DAZN wants to push him and build him that way, and I know Top Rank wants to push and build Keyshawn this way. You know, hopefully, I wish they can do a deal, but I think if they do a little bit more back and forth outside the ring, it could garner the attention to make them want to, you know what I'm saying, make a fight like that. But we'll really have to just see down the road. But I just think they're moving at it. But I agree with you, bro. I think they're moving them at a slow pace. I really want to see him step up in weight. I mean, just step up in class, man. Like I like to see him against a Chris Colbert instead of a Tank Davis against a Chris Colbert.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So I think he needs to take them type of fight.
Even a Hector Garcia.
Hector
That'll be a
Garcia
good
is
fight.
a good fight.
You know what I mean?
Garcia
That would be a good fight. Like, come on, like let's put him in. Let's put him in there.
Hector Garcia, he fuck around and upset your ass. You know what I'm saying? He fuck around because I didn't see him beating Chris Colbert, bro. I didn't see him beating him. And when he beat him, I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Like I didn't see that coming at all. But Chris Cole, he been looking like shit lately. I like the dude. I like his character. I like his bravado. I think he's a good showman, you know what I'm saying, for boxing. But lately he just got to get his shit together, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the last fight was very shaky, very controversial. His last couple fights been real shaky, man. But you know, I got high hopes for him, man. I like him. I think he a dog, man. He just gotta tweak something, man. I don't know if it's a trainer, if it's a style tweak. He gotta tweak something. I just don't know what it is.
He seemed like to me, it definitely seems like he needs to get out of New York. I think he got too comfortable in New York. I know his trainers brought him up from a little pup. So I'm not going to say you should desert your trainer.
Let me just insert right there real quick. Not necessarily change trainers, but sometimes it's good to add somebody to your team. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I think that's a good look sometimes. Sometimes you ain't got to necessarily change the head trainer, but just to add somebody else that could give him something that he's missing. But it's up to them to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So he can get to that next level, man. But I
think he should move his training camps. I don't know where he's training at, but I think he should move his training camps maybe to more of a higher altitude place,
like Big Bear.
Like a Big Bear or a Colorado Springs, something like that. I think that he needs to go. I think he should train in a higher altitude. I think his issue, his stamina doesn't seem to be what it used to be anymore. Yeah, and he seems to fade a lot. He seems to get a lot of mental lapses in there now, and he used to didn't be that way. So I think that stagnation is a mental stagnation, and sometimes we need change. We need change when we get like that, and I think he needs change. I think he needs change for sure.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to his next fight, man. I hope it ain't the Tank Davis, because that's gonna be that's gonna take a big step back in his career. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis loss, that'll be a bad situation. Who was that? He was I wouldn't mind seeing him against Gary Russell Jr. I think that'd be a good fight. It's a little back history. It's a little rivalry there.
Absolutely. You talking about Tank and Gary Russell, right?
No. Actually, both of them. I would like to see
Gary Russell versus Gary Russell.
See Gary Russell, but you remember? Did you see when Gary Russell got into it with Chris Colbert? They had got into it. Look on YouTube, man. They had a little back and forth, man, face to face, like they about ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? And but I think
I vaguely remember that.
It's a stop. I'll probably send you a clip of it later on or something when we jump off. But I think see Gary Russell, he's one of those guys, man. It's just like, you know, he's good. Whether he wins or lose, you know he's a tough fighter. You know he's tough to beat. You know you got to be good to beat this dude. You can't be no slouch. You know what I'm saying? And go in there and beat no Gary Russell Jr. You got to be really good, or you got to have some skills to beat Gary Russell. And I think he's the type of test for these guys, man, to actually make these guys better. You know what I'm saying? Just moving forward in their career. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a guy like him and having a name like that on your resume if you can beat him. But shit, Gary Russell, he need to fight, period, because I mean, hell, he's so stagnant, man, with his career, man. I'm just like, damn, Gary, I want to see you fight, but damn, like if Gary was fighting 2-3 times a year, man, I love it. But I don't know, man. Gary, he gotta get back on track himself, man. But I definitely like to see guys in there with him. I think he gives anybody a hell of a fight, anybody. But you know, we're gonna see what happens, man. But yeah, bro. But Keyshawn, man, we're gonna see where he goes from here. I got high hopes for the dude, man. I do think he could potentially be one of the future names of boxing. But I think I agree with you, bro. I think they just need to step his competition up, put him in there with some more top contenders with a little bit more experience, with a little bit more recognized name. And you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be good to go, man. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, I'd love to see him against a Frank Martin. I think that'll be a hell of a fight, personally. You know, so we're gonna see what happens, man.